The first one, before we go in, is this area out here. This used to be a patio, and it was used as a sort of work area for the workmen, and so now, of course, it's covered in bits of old plaster, render, stuff I can't clean off myself. So, first lesson learned. Whatever area that workmen are going to use as their sort of staging area, it's going to get trashed. So have a plan to replace, protect, whatever, because it's not going to be in good state after they're done. There we are. Another lesson learned, get a big post box. This is magnificent. This is our parcel box. Love that. Really good for Amazon parcels. Okay, so we come into the hallway. No notes here. I mean, this is great. I love this hallway. We've got this lovely round window which looks out onto the courtyard, which we'll have a look at in a moment. So I guess, though, what I would say, and people always say this about renovations, is put as much storage in as humanly possible. We did. We thought this would be excessive, but actually it was just enough for all our stuff. You know, jackets, tools, games, all that kind of stuff. So, get lots of storage. Right, bathroom. A couple of lessons here. I mean, it's a lovely bathroom. Love using it. It's good. But there are a couple of little things that I probably would have done differently. The first thing is we've got this lovely thick edge along the bath here, which is fine, except that if you do have a dog and you have to wash, you end up having to really lean over. Oh, there's a big shadow. In order to grab the, you know, hand washing thing. And it's not actually very comfortable to wash the dog in there. So if you're going to have a dog to wash in a bath, think practically, and don't put a great big shelf here, which kind of makes it harder to wash there. But the main issue we've got this lovely shower, and it's lovely and open. Love using it. But we probably should have talked to a bathroom specialist, because we didn't put a screen in here because we didn't think we'd need one. And we end up with water kind of covering like the entire area of the floor when we have a shower. Now we can mitigate this with a few things. We've got some things to put down on the floor. But if we had our time again, we probably would have talked to a shower specialist and get a proper design in there. All right, coming through to the bedroom. Now you can see this isn't quite finished. We've still got some boxes here. This area is going to turn into an office. We can see we've got lots of pictures to put up as well. The main thing I would have done differently in here is these windows. Originally, the plan was this is going to be mainly an office and a guest room, but then with everything changing, with Donnie moving away, this became the main bedroom. And but the glass is not like proper acoustic glass. It's basically the cheap standard glazing up here. And so it's actually a little bit noisy, a little bit noisier than we used to. So if I had time again, I would have definitely have rethought the glass and put in some proper, splashed out some proper soundproof glass, especially because we're right on the street there. All right, now into the central courtyard. Loving this space, very happy with it. We've gone for like a Japanesey moss garden. This is all actually moss down there and in the central circle here with a nice acer. The only thing I would have done differently is I probably would have checked the movement of the sun before I committed to a scheme, because I thought this was going to be like a shady, damp courtyard, and it really wasn't. It actually gets quite a lot of sun, because although, you know, it's in the shadow of the building is only 1 story high. So actually it does get a huge amount of sun down here, which means the moss is struggling a little bit. I'm sure it'll do better once it starts raining again, because we've had this amazing dry spell, and up there we've got a green roof, which I didn't think I'd have to water, but I do have to water because it hasn't been raining. But there we are. That's the price you pay. Right, stepping now into the kitchen. We've got a little seating area here. Coming round, we've got dining area here. And then this is the kitchen. No notes here. It's a lovely kitchen. Oh, I missed the most important thing. Hello, Daphne. She's having a snooze. Yeah, this is great. The only thing I would encourage people to double check before getting a kitchen built is the height of kitchen cabinets, because this is great because we don't bash our heads on these cabinets, but I actually have to kind of reach up. I can't actually reach the second shelf without a stepladder, so really only the bottom shelf is usable. So yeah, It's a kind of a trade-off between bashing your head on this when you're cooking or not being able to use the shelves. We decided to move it higher. Then we go through to the rear courtyard. Again, this gets much more sun than we thought it would. We thought this was going to be completely shady. It actually gets 6 hours of sun a day, which is lovely. Although what it means is all these ferns and things, which I put in here, are actually really struggling. I'll probably not last the summer. Oh well, sorry. And then the only other thing I would have done differently is this cabinet here. The architect put it in low, so it doesn't kind of dominate the space, which is great, except the number of times I've bashed my head on that when getting things in and out, I cannot tell you. So, you know, although low is good, I probably would have gone another 60 centimeters or so up. But yeah, it's a really lovely patio out there. Looking forward to doing some barbecues. Right. Almost done. Coming through now to, there's our new fish tank and our fish. Hello, fish. Just going to go up here to our little TV room, living room. And this is the one part of this sort of dwelling, which actually is built in the old part of the house, what used to be our house. And we just sort of turned this, it used to be our bedroom, is now a TV room. And that connecting door connects through to the rest of the house where we have a lodger. And that's all going quite well. Very well, in fact. So yeah, that is our home. Thank you very much for sticking with it. It's quite a long video, I appreciate. Yeah, it's a lovely place to live. Lots of things I, now looking back with the benefit of hindsight, would do slightly differently. But by and large, I think we did it right. And looking forward to spending a few years here. Thanks very much. Bye.